So, guys, Kyle Lowry will be leaving the Raptors and joining the Heat. He's got a 3-year sign and trade deal worth $90 million. The move did improve Miami's championship odds from plus 3,500 to plus 2,800. So, Nick, maybe they aren't finals bound, but how far can the Heat go with Lowry in the mix next season?
I feel similar about this deal as I do with Chris Paul in Phoenix, where it's like, Miami, they didn't have to make this deal in the same way that Phoenix did to keep Chris Paul, but man, committing 3 years, $90 million to a player like Kyle Lowry, I mean, it's a big leap. And you're really gambling that, one, he's going to stay healthy. Two, he's not going to fall off a cliff during that time. And, Miami got swept out of round one by a team that, yes, won the finals, but a team that also everyone agrees, wasn't all that good compared to most teams that make the finals. We've talked a ton on this show about some of the luck that the Bucks and the Suns, for that matter, had to get all the way to the NBA finals. So it's not like the Heat are right on the cusp. Obviously, they were there 2 years ago, but that was kind of a strange situation in the bubble. Bringing in Lowry is definitely an upgrade. Keeping Duncan Robinson is huge. They brought in PJ Tucker as well. Dwayne Dedmon, kind of an underrated re-signing for them, but I would have a hard time putting them ahead of Milwaukee right now. I think Philly, potentially is still going to be right there, especially if they have a trade for Ben Simmons or a way to acquire Damian Lillard. Miami's, to me, it just doesn't really change the needle. I think they're probably somewhere between the second and fourth or fifth best team in the Eastern Conference, and they're probably going to need some breaks to, get back to Eastern Conference Finals territory. So, long term, it certainly worries me committing that kind of money to a player of Lowry's age. But it's a gamble, and it's going to pay off in the short term for Miami.
Stan, what do you think? How far can the Heat go with Lowry in the mix?
Yeah, they have a puncher's chance. They're obviously not a favorite. I'm with Nick here. It's not something that really just elevates and spikes them up, but it's a nice get. The triumvirate of Lowry, Butler, and Bam. That's a nice triumvirate. My concern is, he is 35, 36 years old. He was playing. I mean, Nick Nurse was running him a lot of minutes, so he has a lot of miles on him. He's averaging 36 to 38 minutes per game. That's obviously going to come down here. His shot attempts are going to come down. His steals, he was, averaging at like 1.4, 1.5 steals per game the past 2 seasons. That dropped down to 1. So is that a sign of a decline for him or not? Miami, they were great team defensively. They were fourth in steals last game. So maybe the system helps him out a little bit here. But I do like him. I think his efficiency might increase here, especially since Miami, they run a lot of like dribble handoff offense and things like that. So he might get cleaner looks, but he's a good player. I don't think, he's a player that's going to really elevate him, into the upper echelon or above Milwaukee in the East.
Kenny, what's your take?
Not only Milwaukee, I mean, you have to deal with, plenty of teams. I mean, the Nets are obviously the biggest one. I think that the Heat could probably get to the conference semis here. This is a good team, and we, glossed over the fact that they did also add PJ Tucker. This I think is a team that's ready to compete. We saw what they did in the bubble, and I do think that there are some outliers of results in the bubble, but I do still think that there is talent on this team. Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, very formidable duo at the shooting guard position. But I think when you just talk about the odds that they're going to win the finals or even get there, you have to consider, as Stan was talking about, the rest of the East. And I do think that this is clearly a team that's not in the top 2, and they might not even be in the top 3 because, as we've talked about all segment long as well, the landscape of the league is shifting. Wow, maybe it's not. Maybe we haven't talked about it all segment long. I mean, the Knicks could go out and trade for Damian Lillard, or another team in the East could. I mean, it's just something that could happen. The Hawks have gotten really good, and they weren't even fully healthy in the postseason. Could they be the third best team in the league? It's possible. I do like Kyle Lowry. I really like this signing. I think that the Heat are going for it, and it's awesome because Jimmy Butler has been doing it all himself. And I do think that this is a team that's going to go to the Eastern Conference semis, but I'm really curbing, my bets here. I don't know if I really like them to win the finals. I don't know if I like them to win the East. But I'll probably take the over on their win total, or maybe, draft some of these guys in season-long leagues, target them early in DraftKings, because I think this is a team you want to buy in on.